It's a Friday evening in October. The light is going. Sade has stayed late at the office because a colleague mentioned in passing that she's moving flats this weekend and could use a hand. Sade said yes. She said yes whilst her own mother was in hospital. She said yes whilst her body was totally exhausted. She said yes before her brain had finished the question. Now, I want you to consider something. That moment, the one where Sade said yes, most of us would call that kindness. We would call it generosity. Some of us might even call it being a good person. But what if I told you that it was none of those things? What if I told you that yes was the only word her body knew how to say, and that her body had learned a long, long time ago that that was the only okay thing? Now, this is what we are going to talk about today. Hello there. I'm Remi, a psychotherapy student, and I help you understand why you do what you do. So let us begin. Sade is 34. She works in a job she's really good at. She has friends who love her. She has a mother who calls her every other day and a younger brother who calls her when something has gone wrong. We're used to that, isn't it? She has a partner who tells her that she's the strongest person he knows. By every external measure, Sade is doing well. But here is what those measures will not tell you. Sade has not had a full night's sleep in 7 months. She lies down at 11 and she's wide awake at 3 a.m., heart racing, mind running, the list of what she has agreed to do tomorrow, a list she did not choose, a list she did not even negotiate, a list she watched herself agree to, running on a loop she cannot even turn off. Now Sade is exhausted, she is resentful, and she doesn't know why because she chose this, didn't she? Right? She said yes to all of it. So why doesn't she know why? Now, let me take you back a little bit to her childhood. Sade is 7 years old. Her mother is in the kitchen, and there is a very particular click the kettle makes when her mother is about to get into a mood. And guess what? Sade hears it before her mother does. Sade brings the right biscuit, the chocolate one, not the plain one. Sade knows the difference, and her mother does not even have to ask for it. Her mother says to her, "You're such a good girl. You are no trouble at all, my darling." Sade is 8. Her father raises his voice, and Sade puts her body between the door and her younger brother. Not because she has been told to, but because she has already learned that her body is a useful thing. Sade is now 13. Her parents are arguing in the next room. Sade is doing her homework with one ear on the door. Sade is keeping the temperature of the house in her body. She's doing this for free. She does not know she's actually doing it. Sade is praised for it. She is praised for being mature, for being easy, for being no trouble at all. She does not know yet that the praise is the trap. Now, Sade is 34, and someone at work mentions, almost in passing, that they are moving flats this weekend. And guess what? She said yes before her brain even had finished the question. Most of us have heard of three trauma responses: the fight, the flight, and the freeze. In 2003, a psychotherapist called Pete Walker named a fourth. He called it Fawn. The fawn response is what happens when a child learns that fighting will get them hurt, and running is not possible, and freezing leaves them exposed. So the nervous system finds a fourth option: make yourself useful, make yourself agreeable, make yourself the thing the dangerous person needs you to be. Walker put it simply. He said the fawn response is becoming more appealing to the threat. It is not weakness. It is not a failure of character. It is a child's nervous system doing what a child's nervous system was designed to do: survive. And here is the part that matters: it works. That is the cruelty of it. It actually works. The child stays safe. The household stays calm. The mother gets her biscuit. The father does not raise his voice. The praise lands. The system rewards the response. And so the response becomes the personality. This is where the body comes in. There's a researcher called Stephen Porges. He developed something called polyvagal theory. Now, the short version, the version we need today is this: your nervous system has been making split-second decisions about the safety of the people around you since before you could even speak. It is still doing this right now as you watch this video. It does not stop. For a fawner, the nervous system has learned that conflict equals danger. So when conflict approaches, even the smallest hint of it, even the suggestion of someone being slightly displeased, the nervous system fires before the brain can even think. And what it fires is yes. The yes is faster than thought. It is faster than choice. It is faster than the part of you that knows you are tired, that knows your mother is in hospital, that knows you cannot afford another commitment. Yes. Now, there is a quieter layer to this. In the model I am training in, we talk about the scripts we live by, the unspoken rules a child writes about how it is to be safe in her family, and then carries it with her like a little contract folded in her pocket into every room she ever enters. Sade's contract reads: be useful and you will be loved. Be useful and you will be safe. Stop being useful and the love stops too. She has been honoring this contract for 27 years. She did not write it. She does not even remember signing it, but her body remembers. Now, I want to be very careful at this point. I am not telling you that you have a phone response. I am not telling you that this is your story. I am a psychotherapy student. I am not your therapist. What I am offering you is a question, actually, a few questions, right? Now, when someone is upset with you, even slightly, even imagined, what happens in your body? Do you feel it before you think of it? Does your stomach know before your mind even knows? When you say yes, can you feel a no underneath it? A small no, a tired no, a no you have learned to override? When you were a child, whose moods were your responsibility? Now, if those questions land somewhere and only you can know whether they do, that's the truth. That is not a diagnosis, that is information. And information is the first thing you need. Now, here is what I want you to know: the fawn response is not a personality. It is a survival pattern, and what is learned can be unlearned slowly with support, not by trying harder, not by reading more books, not by deciding that tomorrow you'll be different, but by working with someone trained to help you, by allowing your nervous system very gently to learn that it is allowed to feel the panic of not saying yes and live through it and feel it again and live through it again until one day the panic comes and it is smaller. And the day after that, smaller still. Sade is in therapy now. She is doing the work. It is not fast. It is not easy. But last week, yes, her colleague mentioned almost in passing a request. And Sade said, let me come back to you on that. I know, right? That sentence took her 34 years to find. It took her 34 years and it was the start. Now, if anything in today's video resonated with you, please speak to a qualified therapist or a mental health professional. Every reference that I have cited today will be in the description below this video. This is the first episode of a four-part series called The Patterns You Can't See. Next Thursday, we are going to talk about the woman everyone calls strong, the one who holds it all together. And we are going to look at what that strength is costing her. Once again, I'm Remi Seun-Aladejana. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.